don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm not feeling particularly good. I'm a little bit under the weather. Not surprisingly, I've managed to catch Ian's cold. So I'm not feeling particularly brilliant today, but rather than feel sorry for myself or sit and slouch and couch potato in the lounge and watching TV, I thought I'd come upstairs and just do something. So while I've recently been transferring all my old digi downloads over to my new website, which is launching on the 1st of April, I came across one of my older collage sets that I must have put up onto my existing website way back in like 2016 or 2015, maybe 2016. And I'd completely forgotten about it. Now, it's the image, when you go onto my website and you go to the category page, it's the image that's actually sitting inside the Digi Download little roundel thing. So you click on to go to the Digi Downloads. So I've called this Digi Download set my Flutterby Dance Fairies, or the Flutterby Fairies. I'll put the thing on the screen now so you can see it. Like I said, I haven't used this or touched it or even seen or even thought about it since about 2016. So I thought today I'd kind of like have a throwback Saturday and just have a play with it. So I've already printed it out and I've sort of semi-cut out some of the pieces. I'm not using the full composite image because I thought I would use all the little individual bits and stick them all together and layer them on a kind of collage-y art journal page. So let me turn over to my overhead camera and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this is my Dina Wakeley multi-surface journal, which is almost complete. Ian bought me this as a present a long time ago, either a birthday or Christmas present, I can't remember when, but ages and ages ago. In fact, the first page, look, is 2017, so it's nearly 5 years old. In fact, what was the month? April. So there you go, April 2017. So it's taken me this long just to get all the way through it. So I'm going to work in this one. There's only a few pages left in it. I've got more of the fabric linen-y kind of burlappy pages in there than I have the cotton rag ones. So I've got a sheet from an old gazetteer. I've got an old dictionary page with the word dance on it, which is going to be great. And this faux piece of music sheet. And I'll say it's a faux music sheet because it's just a digi which has been printed. It's not real. It's a digi. I've got those. And I've also got the images from the DigiKit, which was an original black and white photograph, and I cut these ladies out, digitally cut these ladies out and retinted them back in the day. Yeah, just when I first started doing YouTube videos and art journaling. So that just shows how old those digis are. But they're still on the website, so if you're interested in having a play with them, they're still there if you want to. I'll put a clickable link in the description area below. But don't forget you've only got until the end of March to download and keep your files safe, because the old website will be getting shut down at the end of March, and the new website with all the digis and all my stencils and all my products, that kind of stuff, will be going live. The new stuff, or the old stuff, will still be on the new website, but you won't be able to get access to digi downloads from that date from the old site because I can't transfer them over, if you know what I mean. Anyway, right, on with the page. So let's start with the gazetteer. I'm going to probably, let's just cut this down and try and trim it. I should really even be trying to do this just by tearing it, but I'll never tear it in a straight line. Not today, anyway. Definitely won't do it today. My brain's just not working properly today. It's definitely not anything horrible like COVID, because we've tested and both of us are completely clear. So it's just a cold. Just a cold that must have come back when Ian did his last steampunk show at the Silk Mill in Derby last weekend. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You know, we all take precautions and that kind of stuff, but you know, it just goes to show, no matter how careful you are, keeping your distance and all that kind of stuff, you can still get it. You can still get it. It's almost like a lottery, isn't it? Like Russian roulette. Okay. So that's just trimmed that page down. So that's going to sit kind of in the background of the page. And then I'm going to add this music paper just over the top. Just like that, I think. So we're just going to glue. I'm not going to matte medium and that kind of stuff today. So I did find my missing bottle of glue eventually. It was just there on the side. If you remember watching my last video where the bottle disappeared, it was there in plain view, just neither of us saw it. So I'm just going to use this spirit glue, mainly because it doesn't buckle and I've got a little bit of wiggle time to get it stuck down. Here we go. So flip that over. So that's going to be the under paper, if you like. And I want to add this into the middle just to add that bit of layering. So just add some glue, fairly straightforward. So I'm going to do a sort of centre composition for this one. And I'm not going to add huge amounts of moisture to it, so it shouldn't buckle. There we go, so we can stick that somewhere in the middle there. So that's going to be my basis. Right, so what I want to do is I'm going to add some gesso to it, some white gesso. I did have a paintbrush, what did I do with it? And then we'll just tear that piece of dictionary book text. And I think I will kind of stick that probably about there, actually, just over the top. Okay. Got some glue on the side. Luckily, it's that stuff that when you rub it, it goes like little rubberized nodules. There we go. I would say it looked like snot, but there you go. I'm far too refined for that. Okay. Oh, actually, there's 2 pages there, look. Well, that's rubbish. What did 2 pages have come out at once now then? Can I just get a bit of that glue on there? Better. There's not enough left on the back. Right, so the good thing about DigiDownloads is you can have stuff like this and then you can go back to it a couple of months or a couple of years later and you can just do a different layout, so you don't necessarily have to use, it's not just like a one and done kind of thing. You can go back and use them do a different layout, do a different project with them. It's not sealed properly, it's leaked out the side. That's where the glue's come from. There we go. They're inexpensive. Can't expect miracles. Okay, so that's going to be the basis. White gesso. Now I did have it. There we are. Got some white gesso. Dina Wakley white gesso, which just so happens to be because we're working in the Dina Wakley journal. So let's grab some of that. I've got some water. So we'll grab some white gesso. Put some down on my mat. Just add a little bit of water just to kind of loosen it up a little bit, and then we can go over just to kind of knock that back into the background and kind of unify it a little bit. It won't disappear completely, it will stay in the background, but it'll be a little bit less pronounced. There we go. That will do, I think. And we'll just give it a quick dry. Oh, he says trying to pick up his heat gun, which has dropped onto the floor. I told you I'm not having one of them days today. Okay, so that background is pretty much dry, so those wrinkles have kind of disappeared off into the background. So I've just gone into my paint collection and pulled out my Deco Art Americana Sea Aqua, mainly because it's the nearest colour I can find that matches the girls. Almost an exact match look, which is just pure and utter coincidence. So I'm just going to put a little bit of paint on there, and I'm just going to grab it with my finger, and I'm just going to rub a little bit of that paint onto the page. I haven't done any kind of finger smearing for paint for a long time. So I thought it'd be a little bit of fun just to get a bit messy. If you don't want to get paint on your fingers, you could always just use a palette knife or something like that. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's just bring in some other colours just to kind of complement. So we've got Desert Cactus, which is a little bit of a darker green, but that's fine. So a different shade, different tone. Just adds a little bit of difference into the page, particularly if you do it towards the edges, because it kind of acts as though it's like a little bit of a frame. There we go. I know. Look at the state. Water is your friend. There we go. I should just wipe up most of it. Okay, so I've got a kind of grungy background there, which is great because obviously I want to do a sort of vintagey, mixed media-y, grungy, distressed kind of background, which is perfect. So that, because we've used our fingers on it, is pretty much dry already. So what I need to do now is I need to cut out my bits and pieces for these characters, and then I will join you when I've done that, once I've found what I did with my little scissors, because they've disappeared. I'm sure I'll pick them up somewhere and put them down. They'll be around. Right, I'll be back in a few moments when I've cut this lot out. Okay, I'm going to just jump back in there because I've just been just thinking to myself while I've been cutting these out. I don't know whether you've noticed as I was cutting these pieces of, or these two characters out, how I was using my scissors. Now, if you notice, I actually keep my scissors steady and still, and I actually move the paper rather than try to maneuver the scissors into shape. You'll find that if you've got dexterity problems, particularly if you've got arthritis or other kind of like issues with your fingers and your joints, you'll find actually by moving the paper rather than trying to move the scissors, you'll actually find that you can probably get better detail and have got more control by actually using this method of manoeuvring the paper as opposed to the actual scissors. As you can see, apart from me opening and closing the blades of the scissors with my fingers, I'm not actually moving the direction of the scissors at all. I'm actually moving the paper to follow the line of where I want them to cut. I just thought I'd share that with you because it might be that you actually find you can handle your scissors or your cutouts, if you're fussy cutting, a little bit easier if you do it that way. Just try it on a simple shape like a circle and see how you get on. There you go, you can have that one for free. Okay, so they're all cut out, but before we kind of start to stick them down onto the background, I do want to add a little bit of distress just to go around and get rid of any of those kind of white lines. Some of these bits will disappear anyway. Now, how have I managed to lose a butterfly wing? There's supposed to be 4. Oh, because it flicked off over there. Right, okay. Thank you for those that were telling me where it went. Because I know you guys take more notice than I do. Right, so I'm just going to quickly go around all of these edges, including with the girls, and I'll join with you again when we're ready to just add a little bit more detail into the background, and then we can get sticking. Okay, so we've got all our bits distressed, so we can start to kind of gauge where our character is going to go. Now, I deliberately added that smear across the bottom there just to give them a little somewhere to kind of stand, so it looks as though there is a little bit of ground for them to stand on. But before we go any further, I want to add some stamping into the background. So just grab one of my skinny minis, there we go. Hopefully this is going to stick because it's an old stamp. And then let's grab some, why not, we'll just use the same vintage photo, and let's just add a little bit of stamp detail just into the background. Just because we can, really, for no other reason. Just adds a little bit of more, say, dimension, which is maybe a bit there. That's it. Okay, so that's stamping. So I'll put that skinny mini away now. I can go back in my little travel craft bag. But also I want to add some splatters just to kind of break up that background a little more. So we've used 2 shades of green and a brown there now, so let's just bring some real kind of dash. I don't think that's going to be dark enough. Let's use black. Let's use black. Why not? So just a small splodge of black, and then we want some water, and then the paintbrush we used earlier, that'll be fine. Not enough water. That's it, so that's going to turn it a little bit grey. Just kind of helps to break up the background. That's it, that's fine. I forgot to get a tub of water, so I'm just going to wrap that in there until I've got a chance to go and get it cleaned. Right, let's dry that off. Okay, so I think now we're ready to start assembling where we want everything to go. So let's just have a look at our girls. Yep, I think we can start adding bits of glue onto there now. So I'll just curl them to fit a little. Alright, so we'll add a little bit of glue just onto their hair so we can stick on the hats. Cute, aren't they? Alright, and then the butterfly wings. Right, so there's a larger one and a smaller one. So the smaller one goes at the back and the larger one goes at the front, so that you can position them, or you can do it that way if you want to. But I think it looks better if you do the bigger one at the front, and then you can position them however you want to give it that kind of 3D effect. Yeah, it works better, I think. Maybe that one there and then that one there, and then you can kind of tilt them in line with the strap if you want, like so. So I'm going to add some glue on the back of that one, sorry, on the front of that one, and then kind of line them up. There we go. And then I'm going to add the glue just along the strap on that part of the back there. Almost so it looks as though the straps are part of the butterfly wings. Almost like she's wearing the butterfly wings as a like a backpack, if you like. Right, and we'll do the same thing for this one. So again, we can do that like that. Just add a little bit of the glue on that. And then again, just on the back. Perfect. Okay, so we can flip the whole thing over and then we can just start adding the glue as a whole image then. Okay. And then we can flip it over. And stick it down. Now, I've got a Stabilo All pencil. I'm just going to add a little bit just on the bottom there, and we'll just sort out that ground a bit better in a little while. But I do want to get those feet, make sure they are stuck, and then just while I can, Just looking for a water brush. Actually, that'll do. Maybe a bit big. And then, where's my kit? There we go. That's got water in it. I'm just going to add a little bit of water and just activate that Stabilo All pencil. A little bit of tissue. I'll turn it upside down and I can start working the colour down. And then where we've got that just there, that should do us. A little bit lighter. Let's get that dried off. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just underneath those wings there, just because they're starting to lift a little bit. There we go. That should do it, I think. It's only because it's warm. Right, I'll just hold those down. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so the butterfly wings there are stuck down, the feet are stuck down, so we just have to add our little quote onto our page and then we're done pretty much. So again, if you're the type of art journaler that likes to go back in and add more embellishment, then there's nothing stopping you from going in and adding a border, doing some more doodles, whatever you want. But I think I'm happy with that. I can still see my papers in the background, I can still see the music, I can see my stamping, I've got that nice texture with the splatters, and I'm happy with the colour balance and the composition. The only thing I would probably have changed is maybe just brought it a little bit further down there, because her hat is just, it's still within the confines of the page, but it's just going a little bit too far north, if you get what I mean. So all I need to do now is just to sign it and date it. So, and what date is it today? It is Saturday the 12th of March. There we go. So that's it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this art journal page using this really old digi-download set, the Flutterby Fairies. So if you have enjoyed it, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.